more or less. I think did we get a Zaya in? My short-term memory is really trolling me right now. Yes, Trigo on Zaya.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, Trigo's on Zion. It really is just like an arcane diff this draft. 4 arcane champions banned. You had the Jinx, the Caitlyn, the Jace, and oh god, Victor. Victor was also banned away there. Victor's been banned every game so far, by the way. Wanting to keep that off of Envy. Here's Redbird on Dunkato. Does he have the range? I don't think he does. And he seems to agree with me. He's going to back off for the time being, but narrow miss there. Dunkato almost eating that one.
Yeah, Ranger's going to be on the Poppy jungle this time around. Grabbing Phase Rush, Dinketo. He's got Electrocute, Combat Sums, and Comet here on Zaya. Is there anything to read into there? Or
yeah,
Comet, Airy, you know what I meant.
Yeah, you got Airy. You're looking to provide pressure in the early game with your range, so the Q's coming out. Probably going to build like lethality. You can see they got the longsword start, so trying to build that into a serrated dirk here at the beginning. Pain invading Furia. Oh no, set just smells him out a little bit there.
Bam, gets that ward down as well. Yeah, just watching for any shenanigans, right? So he'll have an eye on where Weiser goes in theory next, or rather Karaoke, excuse me. He's got a ward down himself here. But yeah, Ranger on the Poppy. That's not a crazy pick, right? We've seen that from time to time. And into this composition, right? There is some dive here with the Vex, Lee Sin, and Tryndamere. They all like to go forward. Zaya is kind of your anti-dive. That's the one thing thematically that doesn't really go with it. But there are some targets here that Ranger can get some value out of with a good ult.
For sure, and Zaya definitely is it's just kind of like a pedigree pick. I think there were like 480 carry bans or something like that. So quite a few bans coming through. I think there was actually 5. So,
I think it was 5, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just more of this is like the next best 80 carry than anything else. You're right. I don't think it fits very well into this composition, but that's how it goes, right? What else are you gonna do? So yeah, seeing that damage coming out there from the Q from Trigo, dealing plenty of damage to Netsuno. I'm not sure who outranges who between the arcane shot and the here we go.
Oh, Dinketo, he's caught between a rock and a hard place here, taking a lot of damage, but managed to hold on to both of his summoners. Not quite enough damage to put him away.
Yeah, the emotes traded back and forth there. It's an interesting one there from Envy. I think it was like a Worlds 2020 emote or something.
Yeah.
Redbird,
yeah, he's in trouble here on the wrong end of the map. Oh, nice hook! Blood, but he goes down. Trigo autos him down. Support for support, but crucially, the 80 carry for Pain. Trigo able to get that first kill. Knocks him into the wall. Almost one tower shot onto Ranger. Got a shield. He picked his shield back up, and Trigo had to burn Flash, but held on to the cleanse.
Yeah, he certainly did there. Trigo flashing away. It does still have the cleanse, like you said. Karaoke taking the red peacefully down the bot side there. No real answer back on the gank here on Denetsu now. So Ranger once again mid lane.
Yeah, he's all over the place. But this is kind of what we've come to expect from him in the early game. The Kha'Zix, yeah, you piloted a little bit differently, but look, we talked about his steals and how he got his money's worth there. But on the Viego, on the Volibear, he was hyper efficient with his pathing. The results a little bit more out of your control, but he was extremely active on the map, and Karaoke as well. The early objective control and the early game in general for Pain has been really good, despite them being down 2-1 in all 3 games. There were a lot of things to like about their early games, and Karaoke was a big part of that.
He certainly was. And Redbird just casually walking through the mid lane here. Nothing really spreading out. Ooh, top side, Weiser.
Karaoke was looking for an angle on his Sonic Wave. Instead, he's just going to walk up. Weiser gets exhausted. He's going to sidestep the true damage. Here comes Ranger. Down goes FNB, and now he might be in trouble here. Spins toward him. Does FNB. Karaoke. Not going to be enough, but Weiser will take him down. That's 2 kills for the Tryndamere early. Now Pain trying to do a little more here in response. Envy's got no mana, but he throws down the E. The baby cage gets the shield down. Is it enough damage? One more auto with the electrocute. Auto him! Oh my gosh, did Keto survive? Are the minions going to finish the job? Oh, he dematerializes one on his way out.
Just to make sure it doesn't kill him, right?
Seriously.
And then he's gonna chug a bunch of pots just to stay in this lane here. That's a close one. I really thought Envy was gonna make it out after the flash, but yeah, Dunkato flashing forward able to finally get that kill down. Envy teleport back in the lane. It's a nice roam there from Damage, able to get that kill for the mid laner. You like to see it. It's good stuff, but in the meantime, Dragon has spawned on the Summoner's Rift. Both junglers looking for this. On the top side of the map, Ranger may be looking for the invade. Yeah, if you're on a jungler that doesn't clear very well, don't clear. Don't worry about it.
Rate your advantages otherwise. A lot easier said than done, obviously, but that is your avenue into the game. Now, right now, yeah, Ranger's in a bit of a tough spot because his team's already down 2,000 gold, and Envy might be down a few more. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Was that necessary?
The
flash?
I don't think so.
I feel like you could have just kind of waited it out. Like, Envy didn't have flash, right? You could just kind of walk towards him and hit him with a Q, but like, I don't know, all's well that ends well, I guess.
Yeah, that would be my response as well. You're up CS over Ranger. Killing enemy laners at this point just drives the point home because you're getting successful ganks down as well as out clearing the enemy jungler. And at that point, what are they really doing for the team? Post 6, I think Poppy provides a lot of value being able to ult half the enemy team away. And, ulting the enemy jungler away from objective before the smite is really valuable from the Poppy. But you also can't fall behind, like, just super far behind either, right? Because, those things are only so valuable and they're not going to outweigh Karaoke being like 7-0 or something. Ooh, Net2No gets caught.
And able to arcane shift out, getting a lot of damage down. Trigo can't quite find the angle he's looking for. Damage is going to survive the ignite. Natudo had to flash out of that one as well. He's got a couple pots. He's going to get himself back to a little bit of a better state. Talk about econ ADCs. Axeman, we're back. Both these ADCs going with a tier early, stacked almost identically, but it is serrated Dirk for Trigo here early, and Natuno just on the longsword gang right now. Both these top laners are level 6. Ranger is not. Waiting for Wiser to take the bait, but he won't. The wave is pushed up into a really nice spot for him. He's trying to keep this wave frozen here if he can. He's hit level 7, and while they are canoodling up in the top lane, Karaoke says, "Thank you very much. I'm gonna take this."
Yep, he's done it a number of times this series.
Yep.
It's been pretty strong for him, and doing it on blue side this time, which is nice for him. Damage hanging out for the time being. He's gonna walk off and take his skills elsewhere. Meanwhile, Redbird pathing here for the Rift Herald at 8 minutes. Everybody should be showing up to the objective fairly soon. A little bit slower on the objective this go around. There's been a lot of kills going down for Pain as they have a 3K gold lead now. And I'm sure they're not feeling super pressed onto any particular objective, but maybe they should have been. Furia going to start up this Rift Herald.
This tweet right here at mathbaka_. For most of you in the chat know this, but he said, "If Pain win this series, I'll ask my girlfriend to marry me." So yeah. So again, that's at mathbaka_. Ooh, over the baby cage he goes, and he just gets blown up immediately. They're able to walk away with the Rift Herald, but this game is getting turned on its side right now. Wiser staying a little bit alive, just a little bit longer. Ranger over the wall with a flash. He's getting range to auto attack. Oh, just enough. It gets a heal as well. He's going to take a turret shot to boot, but a very nice hook by Redbird. Able to neutralize that real quick, but 6-4 now. Big fight for Furia.
Redbird is the most fed single champion on Furia right now, and I don't know what he does with the gold, but he's gonna have to do something.
You buy Even Shroud, right, Axe?
Right, yeah. I guess you go directly in the Even Shroud. He did get Kindle Gem and a cloth armor, so yeah, that is unironically the answer. Here's a replay coming out for you. Damage was in, and he was out almost immediately. Ian was the Vex with the ultimate. It looked like a good engage, but it was always going to be 2 and 3v5, and that is just not how you do it. Getting pick on the enemy jungler after they took the objective, I mean, you'd get 300 gold, but that's about it, right? Not too much else, and did die for his sins there, Wiser. So, I don't know, Wiser, Tryndamere, or FMB Tryndamere? I think I'll still take FMB Tryndamere, but I'm hesitating now, right? That's a pretty big Tryndamere, 3-1-0 with a 30 CS lead.
Yeah, and this is his first. The CS lead is gargantuan. It's really, really wild. This is his first game on it, right? Because game one he was on Jace. Games 2 and 3, FMB was on on the Tryndamere. And right now, yeah, it will be Weiser piloting it. I had a point I was going to make, and I completely forgot it, and it makes me sad, but oh well, life goes on. Yeah, Redbird, yes, he does have, he's got 2 kills, which feels bad. When you've got half your team's kills this early into the game, and you're trying to mount a comeback after you just got punched in the teeth in the early game if you're Furia. But Redbird, I think he's doing exactly what he's supposed to. Even if he didn't have this, right? But you've got an 80 carry in Natuno that can keep himself safe, right? Trigo is on that same kind of item plane as you, had to sink the 800 gold early into the Tier of the Goddess. But Natuno can keep himself safe. You've got to go up and make plays otherwise, because early on, right here, right, these 2 kills matter. Later on, there's such a sunk cost because you're a support. But right now, your budget is even enough that on the margins, you can make something happen. And there he goes, just dumps everything onto Karaoke. The True Shot Barrage found it, but it wasn't quite enough damage, soaking up some of that damage. And Karaoke able to get a shield off and survive.
Yeah, walks out of that one. Still a nice engage there from Redbird. Burns both summoner spells and the ultimate on that one. Doesn't get the kill, so it doesn't feel great. But FMB, ooh man, yeah, he's having a hard time with the CS. He's doing his best, right? But even here we go, big hook down to Trigo.
Yeah, and just very, very fearless. He didn't, and until Ranger was literally like looking at the whites of his eyes, he didn't back off for a second. He knew. And Karaoke was coming to party as well. Dinketo getting a good push in the wave to boot. That first dragon went over to Karaoke. We talked about it. He's been on those pretty much automatic all series. And in 40 seconds, he might get another shot at another one here, getting some deep vision, able to shove out, or rather just force the bottom lane of Furia into a reset. But Natuno's going to come back with an Essence Reaver. Feels kind of nice.
Yep.
Whoa!
Jeez.
You know what? I saw the vision. Karaoke.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah, I saw the angle. I saw it going there. But yeah, it's now a 55 CS lead for Weiser, as FMB is just hemorrhaging CS right now. There is nothing really he can do. Rift Herald dropped top lane, but it's such a safe distance because I think it was running out, honestly. Is the only reason I can think of. They're stacking 4 members up top side now, trying to shut down Weiser, but he's got ultimate. He's got Ghost. I don't think he's going down here for a while.
No. It's going to take an army to bring him down, I think, especially with the homie showing up. But I think that's what they're going to get is an army. FNB took a face full of damage. Got a minute left to get some of that turret plate gold, but just not quite enough. Furia, get a little bit back. It's not nothing. Again, like you said, FNB is having a really, really brutal time. But all things considered, look, they're keeping Weiser in lane for the most part. And FNB's and company are getting stuff back. That Rift Herald play does feel good. It doesn't feel great, but it's something.
Is something for sure. Dragon up now. See if Dunkato damaged Trio. Want to make a move on this one. Karaoke is walking up there too. Could get their second dragon down for them. We find out what Dragon Soul we have on Summoner's Rift, but yeah, there's just no answer in sight from Ranger, and they have full vision control. Karaoke is actually going to solo this.
And he's going to start up on that immediately. Pain to be up 2-0 on these Dragons in a pivotal game 4. You see the 3 carries, quote unquote, the 3 big damage dealers right now for Pain Gaming up a lot on their counterparts right now. And obviously the lion's share of this gold lead is coming from the travesty happening up in the top lane. Hold the phone. Furia trying to get something back here. Weiser does have his ultimate. Blows the ghost. He's stuck in the baby cage. Now just kiting around him. Ranger winds up the hammer, able to get 2 out of the fight. That is a really good ult by Ranger. And now Furia clawing back. They get a kill on a Dinketo.
Yeah, this whole comp so far that Furia have drafted have all been to shut down Dunkato, and they have done absolutely immaculate at their job, right? Shut him down every time he goes in for the ultimate. There's nothing you can do. Karaoke on to net to no. He got him just like that.
Yeah. And meanwhile, on the other side, Weiser just died. Porradaria começou. There is just fighting all over the place. People just beating each other up for the sake of it. They find someone, they say, actually, I want to kill you. A little bit of tilt. Some emotional gamers right now. But look, getting picks back and forth here. And Furia, this game started off disastrously for them. But a couple more good ults like that from Ranger. You're going to be all right. Let's take a look at what the heck happened here.
Yeah, here's the replay. Weiser walking up. Maybe just... What? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess he just didn't have ult up.
Mhm.
Would
Yeah,
be my
that's
reaction. But caught him between a rock and a hard place, and he walked out, tried to get as much distance between the Veigar and himself as possible, and walked into the stun, and that was it. Just ate a bunch of
man.
damage. Ooh, Weiser caught out
Dude,
again.
why is it just getting bullied right now? Yeah, he says the comp was to shut down Dinketo, and it very well might be, but it's not too bad against Weiser either. Now, in response, it's post 15 minutes, so no no turret plate gold, but trying to get some sort of response here because the top lane tier 1 for all the bad time that FNB's been having. His team was one that were able to crack open that top tier 1 first. Now, yes, there are side lanes, and if you leave a long lane for too long too early in the game, blah 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 blah. Yes, but it's gold where they needed it. But now Dinketo in the side lane getting a lot out of this second Herald push.
They really are. I think they get this turret. Yeah, they got it just narrowly there. A couple of caster minions able to finish that one off. But yeah, 2 turrets for 1 Rift Herald. That ain't bad. Not bad at all. Weiser still in the side lane, still stacking up massive CS advantages over FNB, over plenty of the champions on Summoner's Rift as well. And he's got a big CS lead over Netuno right now. And that's something to be said for sure. But yeah, he has completed his call there too, so a little bit of injection of gold into Weiser. Even stronger now. Should be looking for that second item pretty soon. And still no hull breaker. I think everyone seems to be agreeing after that first game that FNB built the hull breaker. That's probably not the move.
Yeah, I think now they won, so you can talk a little bit about the effect that had. I don't think it was nothing again, especially with that final push that ended up winning them the game right down mid in game 2, I think. But you got Envy's LeBlanc, right? It was doing just an incredible amount of work. A 25 stack Medjai's 5 item LeBlanc is going to do a lot of work for you, even if your top laner is worthless. It's just a bot at that point. But yeah, Furia doing a good job keeping this game close. But Pain chipping away here, and like you said, these CS advantages. Because even though Furia have gotten some gold back, these one-on-ones, Furia have to play really, really carefully. Because if any one of their members is left in a side lane unattended without the proper vision, it's going to go sideways. Because in the 1v1, Pain's got an advantage pretty much across the board.
For sure. Plenty of members of this team have ways to deal with hard engage, but you only have so many ways, right? I mean, you throw down your cage if you're Envy and Dunkato is already on you by the time it comes up, then you don't have anything. You just kind of die. And that's how these 1v1s go across the board, right? You get to block like 1 engage, but most of the players on the PNG on Pain have like multiple ways to engage on top of you. So yeah, those side lanes are not looking super good for Furia. Big hook.
Yeah, that was huge. FNB now maybe in a little bit of trouble. He's got a big old bar there. Maybe I thought he was going to throw out a cone-shaped ability with something extra in the middle of his own. Trigo dancing around. Oh, what a ult! My gosh. Oh, the true shot barrage. He flashed away. Wow, a lot of things went on there.
Yeah, I'll say the immediate kick that Karaoke kicked Redbird directly back into Netuno and FNB. That hurt. That hurt him a lot. Furry was like, "Oh, okay, we just have to leave now, huh?" And they had to back off at the time, being able to eventually flip that fight back on its head through range advantages. But they do get this first of the Cloud Dragons, which is fairly useful for them. You get at least a little bit of movement speed, helping them run away from Furia. Jeez. Yep.
A lot.
Yep. Helped him out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, Ranger's on that. He's on that frozen fist, but that helps when you're chasing, not really when you're being chased. Not quite as much there. Trigo with that also was able to get a couple of big ults here. Now one is not on a very big cooldown because it's two of them actually, True Shot Barrage and Death Charge. Really low cooldowns. I don't know if Envy actually used his ult, but either way, yeah, you see the damage that can come out if Envy is able to do what he wants here. He's on a Dark Seal, right? He's stacking up his tier. That's going to go into a Seraph's eventually in a couple minutes here. I think that's just what Envy just needs farm right now, right? He's trolling for stuff in his own jungle to try to crest that wave right now. And he's going to be monstrous. He's going to start hitting like a truck.
He really is here. Weiser under the turret.
There goes damage. Whoop! Going to take him for a ride, FNB. Maybe he wants to chase here? No, just knows that the homies are backing me up. They'd be stupid to go back in here. Objective's not up for a while. Baron the only one that's up here. Envy. Karaoke able to sidestep the Everfrost, but that's a whole lot of damage. Oh, very fancy feat, but the flash Q is enough for a shutdown. And that might be the goal that he needed, Axeman.
It really should be, right? I mean, you make the argument that it's not worth it for both ultimates and the flash on the Vygar, but that is shutdown gold on your Vygar, and that is valuable in and of itself. So I think that is a more than worth it play. Karaoke doing everything he could to get away, but just not able to quite there. Almost got out. It's close. I can't believe you dodged that true shot barrage. That was so close. That was nuts, but yeah, it does die in spite of that, and is off Summer's Rift for a while. The CS numbers starting to stack up a little bit as the deaths rack up for Pain. Ooh, Netsuno caught out.
Able to get out of there. Had to burn Flash, had to burn Cleanse, had to burn everything. But the ult not going to connect from Dinketo either. So all's well that ends well here. And yeah, without an objective to play for here, you're just trying not to die, really. But yeah, Furia take the foot off the gas in the mid lane for 1 second. And that's the 5th tower of the game for Pain. They're up 5k gold despite the kills being even. Weiser gets exhausted. He says, no, with all due respect, screw you. But now he might be in some trouble here. Redbird with the fancy feet. FNB's going to dunk him here with the hook as well, trying to bail out his top laner. Weiser going to or rather just auto Redbird to death, and Natuno going to pick up the kill. It's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, 1-for-1 there. I think that's a little bit better for Furia, personally. I think, was that shutdown gold on Nautilus? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But he was 2-1 and 2, so, maybe. Who knows, right? But he actually did build Locket, by the way. So maybe, I don't know. They are losing. They're down in gold, but one would have hoped that he would have gone for the even shroud after the start he had, but I guess not. I think also you're expecting the enemy team to come in onto you, and that really is the difference maker there, is that if you have Locket, you're wanting the enemy to engage onto you, but if you're both engaged supports, the one who's winning is the one who wants to engage, right? It's just in this instance, it's Pain that have all these dive champions, and Furia that have all these disengaged champions, so Redbird is going to go for the Locket there.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the Seraphs has not been completed, although Envy not too far away from that. Instead, 9 stacks on the Dark Seal, fully stacked here, and a 23-minute Rabadon's death cap, Axeman. Here comes that dude. True Shot Barrage out, nukes half of Trigo's health, who himself has an Eclipse right now. Navori Quick Blades have also come in for Weiser, and the Baron bait amounts to pretty much nothing here. And now maybe Pain have put themselves in an awkward spot where they've got to surrender this dragon, but being up 2-1 is not the worst thing in the world. Maybe they retry for this Baron. Furia looking for something. Redbird not going to find that hook.
Yeah, not going to quite find that one, unfortunately, but I think he's been having some pretty good hooks this game. He can afford to miss a couple of them, right? Yeah. Maybe that's just me, though, but I'd like to see that for sure. Having some issues with my stream personally right now. Just give me a second here.
Yeah, let me know if you need a resync, a timer. But right now, Weiser able to dash away from the baby cage. Yeah, Envy not going to lock up his target just yet.
Yeah. Four. 5. All right. Yeah, I got it. All right, cool. We're back in. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about that.
We're in the mix. Here we go. Well, thankfully, we didn't really miss anything, right? Both teams just kind of jostling over this Baron, trying to. This is just for bait, right? No one can really shred down this Baron in a non-flippable amount of time right now. You would need some sort of big pick right now, and over to the Dragon instead. Then we'll go Furia. Yeah,
both these AD carries have trouble shredding objectives, so I expect some slower objective takes here in this game. But Furia onto the Dragon, and it doesn't look like the contest is coming through. It doesn't look like Pain are all too interested in it. It is the Cloud Drake, so take that into account. Not the strongest dragon by any means, but if you want soul, you got to take all the dragons to get there. Cloud Soul, at least a little bit valuable for this team, and something crucially you don't want to give to Pain, right? If they're trying to dive in onto you, giving them a bunch of movement speed isn't what you want whatsoever. So, really forced to take that one. True Shot Barrage over on the Baron finds nothing.
I think that's the third True Shot Barrage into the Baron Pit I've seen in the last 3 minutes. Oh, there goes Dinketo. The damage not going to find its mark. Trigo just out of range of that. Dinketo might have bitten off more than he could chew here, and I think that's exactly what the case is. Death Charge out. It lands on a Trigo. He's able to flash away. The hook is just out of range here, now behind some minions. There's the flash away from damage. Now trying to close the gap with that Frozen Fist is Ranger, but it won't be enough. Dinketo just overextended, over anxious on that one.
Still 5v4 here. They're going to run it down mid, trying to get this mid inner turret. Weiser up top side on the split push.
Yeah.
Looking for that inhib turret, see if he can get that.
And no hull breaker, no problem here. I mean, it'd be one thing if Furia had the Baron, right? But I think they're just going to kind of, hopefully, what they want is to trade inhibitor for inhibitor. But this is a 5v3 right now here. Dinketo going to come back up in a few seconds here. But Furia going to take that inhib and get the heck out of dodge. Weiser, he should be able to take this down. It might cost him his life, but I don't think they're going to get back in time. Yeah, I think it's inhib for inhib.
Yeah, the reset's channeled super late here, so that is going to be the inhibitors traded back and forth. Yeah, just 2 resets going through, actually. Pain running over to Baron, starting it up in earnest.
Wow.
They have 5 members here, and they're going to try and rush it down. I don't know about this.
Let's see here. Up 5,000. For the 10,000th time, though, it's a True Shot Barrage into the general direction of the Baron Pit. Dinketo trying to learn from his mistakes, looking for a slightly better angle. Looks like everyone's a little more on the same page. Baby Cage not going to find anyone. Baron resets. Those super minions are screaming down the mid lane. And the top lane, they'll be doing the same in just a second here. Back into a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, back into even across the rift. Super minions in Pain's base there. That's not great.
No.
Yeah, Dinketo with the wave clear coming through clutch, but yeah, trading back that mid inhibitor, that feels bad for Pain. It's not good for them whatsoever. The top inhib, they're not equivalent, right? That's a super long lane. Your super minions are going to have to get through a lot more waves to get into the enemy base, but same thing for champions, right? You have to push through that whole lane to get into the enemy base. Mid lane much shorter, right? So the super minions arrive in less time. It's easier to push through it after you take an objective, after you win a team fight. I would say right now, if Furia win a big enough team fight, they could just push to end with that inhibitor down. I don't think you could say the same about Pain. I think they would have to take that mid inhib and then try and take the reset.
Yep. I agree with you completely. Unless something goes horribly wrong in the north quadrant of the jungle there, you're not getting much out of that. Yeah, no, not all inhibs are created equal, unfortunately. This vision's being set up here around Baron. The game has, this has been this kind of 4,000 gold lead, I should say. This is where we've been at, a bit of a lull state for the last 4 minutes here. And Pain, again, they are the aggressors. They're ahead. All that gold onto Weiser. You saw what he was able to do, even though the fight ended up being scuffed. He was able to make some headway in the top lane. Karaoke looking for a miracle steal over the wall. Oh, very nice stuff there. Dinketo actually going to take down FNB. The stopwatch there. Is it enough? It will be. As Furia mop up the dragon. Envy going to pick off Karaoke. The rest of them running away here as Trigo just not quite enough. They're onto Natuto. Dinketo over the wall. Natuto is going to get away with it. 3 against 3. Baby Cage zoning him out. Damage can't find a way in. So Furia take the Baron. That's what they came for, Axeman. But meanwhile, Weiser playing PvE in the bot lane. But again, it's a long lane inhibitor. It's not nothing. Look, it is still 2 inhibs to 1.
Oh, man.
And Weiser survives, more crucially, and didn't even blow his ult.
Yeah,
Weiser, my goodness.
Guy's got diamond fists on the ultimate button there. I would have pushed that 100%.
Yeah.
Right? Now Ranger goes golden. Yeah, that's the correct emote. That's the correct emote for that situation. Oh, not the replay. I thought they were going to replay him hitting the
right.
stopwatch.
So be it.
but no, not quite. FMB gets blown up at the start of this fight. You would forgive anyone for thinking Pain have a way in after taking that pick down, but no, they're back in onto it. How did Netsuno get out of that situation? That is nuts, man. Like, no way he escapes that. Furia takes a third Cloud Dragon in what amounts to be, I don't know, maybe they're going for like some kind of blue eyes white dragon or something. I don't know. It doesn't transfer, I don't think, fellas. I don't think that is the same in this game, but it is just Cloud Soul, which is not great. The Vagar completes the Anathema's Chains, which has become popular in pro play. Just gives you a little bit more damage resistance because there's one guy trying to dive you, right? For Vagar, you get the baby cage up. That's it, right? You get your cage up. If there are two guys trying to dive you, you can only cage one of them, right? And then the other one's going to flank you and try and kill you there. So if you have Anathema's Chains on the guy who's doing secondary engage, it's super valuable, right? Now, if you mess that up somehow, it becomes a pretty useless item really quickly. But you're a pro player. You have a pretty good handle on who's going where, who's trying to get on top of you, and who you can block. Would not recommend silver players buy Anathema's Chains. You're probably going to misunderstand that.
Yeah, no, they've got a better read on it than we do here. And
Yeah.
Envy's so valuable, right? So, and he went just straight glass cannon initially. And look, respect. He picked up that Dark Seal and he hasn't died since, right? He picked it up when he was 2-2. Now he's 4-2. And the Everfrost gives you like a little bit of durability. The Anathema is going to be really nice. You've got the stopwatch as well. Oh, Wiser, you're in the wrong hood, homie. Oh, the E, not quite enough by FNB to get the Tryndamere back into striking distance. Redbird with a depth charge almost.
Yeah, it's just reaction diff. Immediately eing back over the wall.
Yeah.
And just narrowly getting out.
Ooh.
The arcane shot not connecting.
FNB.
Did they catch him here?
Ooh.
Jeez. That's close.
Yeah,
Meanwhile.
Okay. No flash now, Furia. Dinketo laying down a little bit of damage to just ward off any sort of additional advance by Furia. This game, it hasn't been quite the fireworks show that the first 3 games have, but we've been stuck at this 4,000 gold lead for, again, what feels like almost 10 minutes here. And it's just been little picks, little advantages back and forth. Everyone just trying to get to that next item spike. Stopwatches are up across the rift here. I count 5 and then a 6th broken one. It's going to be one of those fights, man.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, too. It's going to be one of those fights. Everybody going golden and everybody else having a bunch of damage reduction. So damage going to be at a premium here going in this next fight, but there is a lot of damage items still on the table for everybody just across the rift. I think, we got 2 eclipses here. So it's a lot of damage coming out of our econ carries. I hesitated to call Zion econ carry going into this, but the way she's building, that's exactly what it is. Damage has to get out as he's just a little bit too far up. That's the flash blown from the Leona there. Yeah,
And the Black Cleaver has come in as well from Karaoke. Gonna just try to shred that armor little by little for the rest of his carries. And now Natuno caught out. Oh, he blew everything and he got away somehow. Karaoke didn't expend anything too big. And Dinketo's gonna have his flash and TP back up in a second here. That was almost a game-changing pick.
Almost, yeah. And the Everfrost almost caught him out there on the back end, but not quite. Able to arcane shift away, but yeah, he did blow everything. The cleanse, the flash, the E, all to get out, and just narrowly, right? Just narrowly. Only a few more skill shots would have done the trick, but I don't think Dinketo, has actually caught somebody out with an ultimate yet this game. I think it's just been like a couple of solo kills, but every time he goes in on the enemy team in like a team fight scenario with that ultimate, does kind of just get blown up, locked down, all that good stuff. He's been the primary engage for his team so far and only able to do so much damage to enemy carries.
Yeah. I think of the one the fight that took place like right around here, what feels like 10 years ago, but it's probably only 10 minutes ago, where Dinketo, he just got a little trigger happy. Look, we've all been there, right? You whether it's excuse the siren in the background if y'all can hear that, but whether it's with you connect on a Shadow Surge, on a Sonic Wave, right? Resonating Strike. You just say, oh, I shouldn't, or a Snowball in ARAM. It hits and you're like, Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm bored, and you just all in, and it feels really, really good if you do hit it. But it feels really, really rough if you don't. Dinketo, he hasn't made that mistake twice, to be fair, and he's been really, really good all series. And it's not like this mistake has come back to bite him just yet. Look, his team's still ahead by a little bit, gold-wise, but team is also down 2-1 in this series, and with the trip to MSI on the line, down the line, you gotta be more careful than that. Damage taken out of the fight here, but he dropped down all his CC. Wiser in there with the ultimate. Trying to do the best he can. The cage is going to keep him in one spot. Redbird going to take the kill here. And back in goes Karaoke. Going to mop up one. Now Pain collapsing here onto Furia. Redbird doing the best he can to lay down CC. Karaoke down. Natuno didn't need all those defensives. He's kiting around really, really nicely. Good movement from the rookie AD carry. Now he goes Dinketo. It's a triple kill for Trigo and returns the fire right back. Dinketo dives in. Natuno hops out. Punks him in the head. Essence Flux lands. And how about the Quadra? For Natuno, talking smack on his way up there. The rookie in his first stage series helps his team to an ace.
Oh, yeah, with that quadra kill brings him up to 7-1 and 5 here for a while. I hope you get the replay on that play. That's a sprawling team fight. He's going to solo up the dragon here at the end. There's the damage coming through for you. Almost 9,000 for Netuno alone. And he did not have summoner spells for that fight, folks. That was all Netuno. No hacks, nothing. Just keep an eye on where this guy is this whole fight long. It's nuts, man. Yeah, Arcane shifts back up out of the range of Wiser, able to continue to survive. Karaoke doesn't get deep enough to get onto the Ezreal. Arcane shifts this time over another wall to escape. The double kill down to the Leona. Eats the ultimate from Dinketo. This is where I thought it was over for him. But no, one more Arcane shift over the wall. And Trigo, not realizing they're on vision, eats the mystic shot. Followed up with just enough damage to kill that Xayah. Hits the stopwatch to finish it off.
Man, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah, he's full build now too, by the way.
Yeah. However scary it was. Excuse me. It's about to get a lot worse. And now Envy has picked up a Gargoyle Stoneplate in a complete right turn here. You do see this sometimes, right? With these glass cannon AD carries, they say, look, especially with a Veigar, you scale infinitely. You're not getting your power solely out of your items. Karaoke looking for a steal. He's not going to get it. Furia grabs the Baron right out from under the noses of Pain. Does Karaoke take that resonating strike in? He decides not to. Here comes the collapse. Wiser in. He's got the ultimate. Trigo picking up a kill there onto Ranger. Now Wiser back in. He pops the ultimate. Now pops the Ghost. He didn't have Ghost, excuse me.
Whoa.
And now here comes the GA. Natuno. Can he get out in time? Gets blown up immediately. Well timed by Karaoke with a big shutdown out of the enemy AD carry. Karaoke in the mix. Dinketo and Trigo are untouched. They are free firing. Redbird doing his best. And how about the return fire? Furia's AD carry with a quadra kill. Trigo says you forgot about Dre, homie. A triple kill to wipe the Baron off the map. Completely negate the take. A 5-for-1 ace.
With 40 seconds on the clock for every member of Furia, this has to be the end of the game. For why Pain answer back in kind to the back-to-back victories from Furia. We're going to game 5.
Silver Scrapes, baby. After 2 3-0s, Pain take game 1. Furia bounce back with 2 comeback wins in games 2 and 3. And after a lengthy delay pre-game, Furia wrap up the Cloud Soul, but Pain take the game. Netuno thought he had the game winner. He thought he was sending his team to the semifinals.